Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Draw with Rob. With me, Rob Biddulph. Believe it or not, that is me in cartoon form on the back of my brand new activity book. My first Draw with Rob, Vehicles! I'm so excited for you guys to see this book. Look, this is a little digger on the front and it's full of loads and loads of little cute vehicle characters. Look, here we have like a construction site. We have Doug the digger, we have Tumble the truck, we have Little Mixer the mixer, we even have Colin the crane. And there's a draw along how to draw Doug in there with a little frame for you to cut to draw your drawing in, and then you can tear it out. There's little perforation marks here and you can stick it up on the wall. There's loads of colouring pages. We've got rockets, we've got balloons, we've got helicopters, we've got little Volkswagen Beetles. This one's called the Cuddlebug. There he is, really cute. We've got emergency vehicles, got all sorts of things in this book. So if you like things that go, look, even boats. Hang on, there's something very cool here. Look, a train called Snuggle Chug, an old-fashioned steam train. There you go, how to draw Snuggle Chug. And bicycles, bits where you finish off the drawings that I've started. There's puzzles, all sorts of things. Anyway, if you like things that go, this is the book for you. And do you know what? Oh, I should tell you a bit about myself first, shouldn't I? My name is Rob Biddulph, children's author and illustrator. You might have seen some of my books. This is my latest picture book. It's called I Follow the Fox. It's all about a little boy, here he is, who has two toy foxes. And then one day he takes the foxes out to the park on a snowy day. Look, Little Fox has fallen off the back of his sledge, and they look everywhere for Little Fox, but they can't find him. And look, but we just couldn't find him, and now all I see is the space next to Big Fox where Little should be. So sad. But then he gets visited in the night by a real fox, and this real fox beckons him to follow her. And look, can you see that? He follows the fox through the city. I'm showing you the whole book here, aren't I? I won't show you the whole book. But look, as he follows her, look, suddenly, as if by magic, he takes off and he's flying through the night, following the fox across the meadows under the viaduct. And she leads him somewhere. Oh, I shouldn't show you that bit. She leads him somewhere because she needs his help. And maybe in the course of helping him, in the course of him helping her, she can help him find his toy fox too. Wow, I basically showed you the entire book there. You might have seen my chapter books. The Peanut Jones series, 1, 2, 3. There are 3 books in this series. Peanut Jones and the Illustrated City. Peanut Jones and the 12... Look at that, they fit perfectly on screen, don't they, pretty much. Peanut Jones and the 12 Portals. Peanut Jones and the End of the Rainbow. All about this little girl. She finds a magic pencil. Whatever she draws with this pencil becomes real. So she draws a door. She walks through that door. She finds herself in a totally illustrated world and illustrated city. And her dad is missing. And she thinks that her missing dad might be somewhere in the illustrated city. So she looks for him and she meets all sorts of creatures and characters and has loads of fun adventures in the illustrated city. And look, you can see that these books... I've got each one's got 200 illustrations in. This is good. I like this one. This is good, he says modestly. They go to Paris. Look at the Eiffel Tower, all sparkly. Anyway, they are quite exciting chapter books. You might be hearing a lot more about Peanut Jones in the future, just saying. So if you want to get ahead of the curve, you should buy these books. Ahead of the curb, did I just say? Ahead of the curve, I meant to say. You should buy these books and read them. I'm super proud of them. I think you're going to like them. But anyway, stop talking about yourself, Rob, and show these children how to draw a picture of one of the characters from this book. Hang on, which book? This book. The Draw with Rob Vehicles. Now, I've done all the vehicles as little characters. As you saw earlier, they've all got names. And today, I'm going to show you how to draw one of those characters, because there's not a draw-along of this character in the book. But it's one of my favourites. This guy here, this little aeroplane called Buzz. I'm going to show you how to draw Buzz, the cute cartoon aeroplane, today. What do you think? Does that sound like a good plan? Please say yes, because it's the only plan I've got for this video. Right, what you're going to need is a piece of paper. You're going to need a pen or a pencil, something to draw with. You might need something to colour with later if you want to colour in your picture of Buzz, the aeroplane. If you haven't got any colours, don't worry, just shade it in using your pencil. That's absolutely fine. This is how Draw with Rob works. Lots of people tell me they don't think they're very good at drawing. I say that's nonsense. Everybody can draw. Some people just need a little bit of help along the way, and that's where I come in, because I'm going to break this drawing of Buzz the aeroplane. I'm going to break it down into bite-sized pieces. That means I'll draw a little shape here, a line here, a circle there, you know, break it down into little bite-sized pieces. So I will draw my shape. You can pause your video and then you can copy what I do. Start me up again. I'll draw a little bit more. Pause me. You draw. I draw, you draw, I draw, you draw, I draw, you draw, I draw, you draw. It's my little catchphrase, isn't it? And then, before you know it, we will have finished our drawing of Buzz. Right, shall I stop talking and shall I start drawing? What do you think? Should we get on with it? Okay, let's do this. So the very first thing I want you to do, slightly below centre of your piece of paper, I want you to draw a line. Let's say it's about 5 centimetres long. And it's slightly curved. Mine's very bumpy. I'm using a brush pen. So brush pens mean your lines go a bit bumpy. Yours might be a little bit smoother than mine. But can you see it's slightly going up on the left hand side? Okay, so a nice easy start. Then on the right hand side, I want you to curve around like that. So like a sort of half of a D shape. And then we're going to go down diagonally towards the bottom of our page. Again, these lines aren't dead straight, they're slightly curvy. So we're going to go right down towards the bottom of our page. So it's like it's like a bit of a D shape, isn't it? Like as if your name's Delilah or something, that's how you might do the D in your signature. I really do talk some nonsense, don't I? Right, the next thing I want you to do is go around the bottom and then a nice smooth curve. You're going to go back to join up with the end of the line there. So we've drawn a funny sort of diagonally sort of curving shape like that. And that, my friends, is going to be Buzz's wing. So with drawing, one of the hardest things is you have to work out what's going to be at the front of your drawing and what's going to be at the back of your drawing. And you usually have to draw the things at the front first, because otherwise you'll have lines crossing over each other and all sorts of things, and we don't want that, do we? So because this is the front wing, it's sort of in front of everything else. You'll see what I mean when we've finished. Right, the next thing I want you to do, go down to about here. So maybe a centimetre or so below the top of your wing part. And I want you to draw another curvy line coming out to the right, and just curving upwards a bit, like that. Then we're going to change direction and come around like that. And that's going to be the nose part of our plane. Of Buzz, our aeroplane. Yours doesn't have to be called Buzz. You can call your little aeroplane character whatever you want. Then we're going to change direction. We're going to turn, if we're going down the road here, we're going to turn right. We're going to head up and over like that. You can see our little character starting to take shape now. Very cute little aeroplane this. And we're going to keep going, but we're going to head slightly down. We're not going straight across our page, we're going to go slightly downwards. We'll go a little bit further, maybe so we're sort of level with the end of the wing, like so. Then we're going to change direction again, turn right again. We're going to go up and we're going to go over and down just a little bit past this nice corner here that we've drawn. Good thing about brush pens is you can go in and you can sort of tweak your line if you need to. If you feel like it needs to be a bit higher up or whatever, you have a little bit of leeway to do that with these lovely brush pens. So there we go, I'll just tweak mine a bit. Now then, the tail part of the aeroplane has another little sort of mini wing sort of coming out underneath it here. So we're going to draw basically this shape again, but tiny. So we'll start off with that sort of curvy line that we did, do you remember? Then we'll curve around again, just like we did before. We'll come along here, and then we'll turn back around and join up again. So exactly the same really, just smaller. And that's going to be our little tail fin wing thing. Probably should have looked up the correct names for all these things before I started drawing. Never mind, not to worry. Then I want you to imagine this line carries on through that little mini tail wing fin thing, and we're going to join back up here. You also sort of have to imagine that line carries on so that it all lines up and it all looks like it makes sense. And look at that, before we know it, we have drawn a very nice little outline for our cute aeroplane character. Now, they have one of these mini little wing things on the other side too, but we're only going to see, because of the perspective, we're only going to sort of see the end. So what you can do just draw a little curve like that. And can you see how that works? Similarly, the other wing. So if you imagine that line carries on through to about here, then we're just going to draw the other wing on the other side, sticking out, coming around and going back in. And there we go. And that just sort of balances everything out, doesn't it? Right, so that is the outline of our little plane. So we need to add like the cockpit window, and because this is a little character, we're going to put an eye in the window. We're going to do a little kind of pupil, maybe even an iris too in the window, and we're going to give our character a little mouth. So first of all, let's do the cockpit window. The first line I want you to draw is a curve, and we're going to follow the shape of that big curve that we did there, but we're going to do it maybe 2 or 3 centimeters inside. So we're going to go up and over, just to about there, I would say. Then we need to still keep following this line here to about there. Then we're going to come down like that. And then we'll go across horizontally. And then we'll just curve back up into our original. So we've drawn a nice cockpit window shape like that. While we're doing windows, why don't we do the well, they're not called portholes. Well, they're cabin windows, that's right. Portholes are on a submarine, aren't they? This is a plane. So we're going to do some little cabin windows here. So these are just sort of rectangles, but with rounded corners. So we're going to do 3 of those. Right next to each other. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully you've got enough room for 3. You can do more if you want. You can do fewer if you want. It's totally up to you. Then let's draw, while we're here, let's draw the little mouth shape. So we're going to do a little smiley mouth, just coming up from here, curving back around and disappearing in. Look at that! This is so easy, this one, but it's really, really satisfying to draw. Now remember I said we're going to add, because this is a character, we're going to make this window the eye, okay? So if you imagine the bit we've drawn is the white of the eye, we just need to draw a pupil. So let's draw a nice circle just touching the bottom of the window like that. And in this book I do the characters with sort of manga eyes, and this is how you do manga eyes. Inside that circle, the top right, you draw another circle right in the top right, and then you draw a tiny circle in the bottom left like that. And then what you do is you just colour in around those 2 circles, and as if by magic you have created a lovely manga-esque eye. Look at that. Then, do you know what? I am going to do an iris, which is, the iris is the kind of the coloured part of an eye. So if you've got blue eyes, your iris is the blue bit. If you've got brown eyes, your iris is the brown bit. I am going to do that, but I'm not going to use a pen to do the outline. I'm just going to do that with my coloured pencils in a minute. But what I will do is, I'm going to do the teeth. I'll do some teeth as well. So I'll do a sort of a line going across the middle and then some other lines to show each individual tooth. But again, I think I'm going to use a blue pencil to do that because I don't want it to be black, because I think that would be too kind of harsh. So I'm going to go into colour mode now. Now this is going to be a really fun one to colour because the outline, as you can see, is pretty simple. We've done that quite quickly, haven't we? But because this is a little aeroplane character, if you go to the airport ever and you look at all the aeroplanes, they've all got totally different designs on them, haven't they? Some have got big writing across them, some have got, like British Airways has kind of like a bit of the Union Jack on the tail, doesn't it? The red, white and blue. Most countries' airlines have bits of their flag on the tail. So you guys can design your aeroplane to be whatever colours you want. You can add stripes on the wings, you can add hearts all over it, you can do a rainbow coloured aeroplane, you can do whatever you want, you can do a different coloured nose, you can do different coloured wings. It's a really, really fun one to do. You can even make up a name of an airline, so I could call this Rob Air or something if I wanted to, and you can call yours whatever you want and sort of do the writing and everything. I'm drawing Buzz from my book, so if you remember, if I go back to my vehicles book, let's have a look and find Buzz. There he is, there's Buzz. You can see Buzz is just red with orange wings, little sort of orangey yellow stripe there and a sort of target on the tail. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to draw, I said I was going to draw Buzz, so I'm going to stick to drawing Buzz. But you guys, please feel free to do whatever you like. I'm going to go into super speed mode to colour in my aeroplane. I will see you back here in about 20 seconds. This is so exciting. Can't wait to see what you guys do. Right, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, so there is my coloured in aeroplane. Buzz the aeroplane. So look, there you go. That's not bad. It's pretty close. What do you think? Pretty close? So just a few things to tell you about. As I told you I was going to do, I followed the colour palette from my book. So I've given him orange wings with little orange stripes here. I just added, sometimes it really helps when you're doing sort of, in fact, I'm going to do a little bit more. Just here, you can see on the tail, it helps, I think, if you add a slightly darker outline. So you can see I added a bit of orange there, and then if I take a sort of dark yellow, orangey bit just in there, it just helps with the definition, I think, of the graphics, to have these little outlines around certain areas of your colours. And what I've done around the cabin windows, I've done little dots, just to like rivets, just to sort of suggest the kind of the rivets on an aeroplane. You know, there's always lots of rivets on an aeroplane. I just think it helps with the character. But apart from that, I've kept it pretty simple, really. You can see I've added a little bit of shading just to make things look slightly more rounded on the wings by adding a little bit of darker red on the body and a darker orange here on the wings, just on the underside, so if the light is coming from above. It just makes everything look a little bit more rounded, and I think with this character, because he's a little cute aeroplane, it just helps if he looks a bit more rounded. I think it just helps with that whole cuteness factor. But relatively simple, and again I added in the iris there. Eyes tend to get a little bit darker, irises tend to get a bit darker at the top. So I've gone from sort of yellow to orange, and I've added a darker orange kind of detail around it. And then, do you remember I said I was going to do that with the teeth? Just add a little blue kind of delineation lines for the teeth. But I'm pretty happy with that. What do you think? Do you like yours? I cannot wait to see. Oh, nearly forgot. We've got to sign our drawings, right? I'll sign mine down here. We're going to do the full name today. Rob Biddulph. There we go, with a little kiss. We've got to let everyone know who creates these works of art, because we should be very proud of them. And when we display them, when we stick them up on the wall or on the fridge or something, we need to make sure that everybody knows who's created the work of art. You should be proud of your drawings. Speaking of being proud of your drawings, I hope you're proud enough to send them to me. How can I see your lovely drawings? Well, if you get someone to take a picture of them and post them on social media using this hashtag, Draw with Rob. That way I will get to see it. If you were watching on Facebook, you can just comment below the Facebook post with a picture of your drawing. I'll get to see it, and I cannot wait to see what you've done. I'm hoping for lots of lovely colourful aeroplanes with beautiful designs. Maybe some of them have got your name on. Maybe some of them are covered in hearts or rainbows or stars or stripes or anything, or dots, polka dots. That would be so nice to see. But I'm hoping to see a lovely fleet of colourful aeroplanes from you guys. I'm so excited, I can't wait. What else can I tell you? Right, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube. Just hit that subscription button. You can turn your notifications on too, and you'll get told when a new video is coming out. Also, why don't you subscribe to my newsletter? It's totally free, totally spam free too. Just go to this address and sign up with a grown-up's email, and then they'll get sent a little email whenever a new video is coming out, or a new book is coming out, or anything to do with me, in live show information. When I'm coming to a town near you, you can come and see me, and we can meet and say hi in person. That would be fun, wouldn't it? I think it would. It'd be fun for me, at least. And you get to see my show. My shows are fun. I read stories. I do a live draw along. I tell you all about how I became an author. So do come along and see me if you can. Don't forget to pick up your copy of the brand new My First Draw with Rob Vehicles book. As you can see, there's a page at the back. Look, that's basically some of the vehicles I've got in there. Pretty much every vehicle you can think of. And if you've enjoyed drawing this aeroplane with me, then you'll enjoy that book. I promise you. There's loads of other draw-alongs in there too. Right, I better go now. I'm going to be back very soon with another episode of Draw with Rob. In the meantime, everybody, keep those pencils sharpened. Keep on drawing. Make sure you do plenty of reading too. Be kind to everybody you know. And I will be back soon with another episode. In the meantime, take care. Bye, everyone. everyone, it's Rob here, and I'm delighted to tell you about my brand new My First Draw with Rob activity book. And it is this one, Vehicles. So it is full of literally every vehicle that you could imagine. Yes, there are diggers. Yes, there are cars. Yes, there are bicycles. There are trains, aeroplanes, helicopters, boats, submarines, even rocket ships. You name it, it is in this book. There are pages where you have to do some colouring. There's bits where I start the drawing off and you guys have to finish the drawing. There are lots of puzzles. And of course, there are lots of draw-alongs too, with lovely frames for you to do your drawings in. So listen, if vehicles are your thing, you should check this book out. I think you're going to like it.